Hello everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad. So tonight's live stream, let me just get that one away. All right, so tonight's live stream, the full moon into Capricorn. It seems that big things are ahead of us, and we can see that into the collective reading. I do have the cards right in front of me over here. Those are the 6 cards we do have for the collective reading here. But before we go to that, first, thank you, Karen, so much for the $333 once for me, and once for a Pisces moonbeam super chat. So let me put them into the list. One for me, one for Pisces moonbeam. And as I am at my place now, Lenormand is now on the table. I have them right here next to me. So yeah, it's anyone who wishes a Lenormand reading with their super chat, that can be definitely done. So full moon into Capricorn. First things first, I'm gonna go over the collective reading, and then afterwards I'm just gonna explain how the stream is gonna move forward, and then I'm just gonna move forward with it. So those are the cards for the collective reading from the thumbnail. The first one, that is gonna be that is the 9 of Pentacles, followed up with the second card of the Sun. Moving on, next is the Wheel of Fortune, which is the third one. The fourth card of the spread, that is going to be the Emperor. And the final card that we do have for the collective, that is the Two of Cups. Hello, Nicole. Welcome to the stream. Right, so these are going to be very serious couple of weeks ahead that we do have. That the full moon in Capricorn, it's releasing. And it is the time where we shouldn't, how can I put it into words? We shouldn't take on the situations for our humor. Right, this isn't, well, the next couple of weeks is not a time where we just brush off circumstances or we kind of like wave them away. The next couple of weeks are time where we kind of like take our undertakings rather very seriously. It is because serious progress has to be made, or it has a potential to be made within the next couple of weeks. And therefore, it's just my point, guys. It is that what we are going to involve ourselves into the next couple of weeks, it's not a child's play. It's not a walk in the park. It's something very, very serious. Whether we strike some kind of an interaction and we start going out with that person, or whether we undertake some kind of a seemingly meaningless project on our hands, these things are not usual. They are not one amongst the many. They are unique in their own nature. As the Wheel of Fortune here suggests into the third position, in fact, that is it is the uniqueness, because we will have that such opportunity in our lifetime no longer. Right, we're going to have many other opportunities if we decide to skip this one, but such an opportunity we're not going to have any longer. So what is the opportunity that we're talking about here? Well, as with the 9 of Pentacles sits, which is the very core of the reading, that is an opportunity which will allow us to make a huge leap into our development. What that really means? Well, if we happen to start the job within the next couple of weeks, this is going to be the job, all right? The job with the unique opportunities that we will find nowhere else. If we happen to start some kind of an interaction or maybe a relationship within the next couple of weeks, well, that is going to be the relationship. We get introduced to someone, well, that is going to be the person, whether for business or whether for friendship and so on and so forth. It's just the environment. It is that next couple of weeks, whatever it is to materialize in our life, and even better, whatever we do materialize into our lives, it's going to be a stepping stone for us to make that leap into a huge development, whether career-wise or whether relationship-wise. And once again, we should take these matters really seriously instead of just, you know, gambling on them. I don't know how to explain it. Kind of like accepting them like they are a freaking child's play. They aren't. Well, thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. I'm glad that the astrology aligns with the tarot. So the Sun card into the second position, that is very unusual card. And while the second position in these spreads, it's something negative, no matter the cards. Because of the alignment of the other cards, actually, there is no negative aspect within the next couple of weeks as far as tarot is concerned. So the Sun card here speaks that we can exceed the natural limits of ourselves, right? So the results could be bigger than what our capabilities were allowing those results to be a day before or a couple of days before. So it's kind of like we are going to be like unchained, unshackled, unleashed, and we have to aim to do the most that it is out there. I personally love the lesson, right, which is the lesson from the Emperor card here. And the Emperor, it teaches us to be strong, powerful. It teaches us that things doesn't belong to someone because of a right. Things belongs to the one who takes them, really. So you have a wish, you have a wanting, you have a goal, you have a dream. Well, take it. You know, do something to take it. It's not in the bag because you believe you are entitled to it. No one is entitled to anything in the next couple of weeks. It's the result measures with the performance. Okay, so make sure, guys, that you me in that case as well, we do our best into pursuit of love, into pursuit of job as well, into pursuit of growing into our personal domain. And the energies which are going to support us throughout the next couple of weeks, they are described here by the Two of Wands. Okay, so with this card, it means that behind our backs we do have a lot of support, if you want to say a support from our experience. Therefore, we are very the word that came to my mind was witcher. Well, and do you know why? Because witch in my language, its root of the word, it comes from skilled. Okay, so my point here is that we are going to be skillful into these enterprises, which will happen to be a leap into our development. And these enterprises are based and found on current accomplishments of ours. So I am saying that because to some of us it may feel like we are way out of our league, right? But we aren't. And this is exactly the moment where we have to present ourselves being strong. Right, so that is literally the collective huge times ahead where we can make a solid progress and really excel into our growth. Liz, thank you so much for your $55 US. Thank you, Liz. And Karen, you wish Lenormand reading for yourself. Thank you so much for another $3 Karen. Thank you. You're gonna have it. And Liz's question is, should she try with him? All right. We're gonna check that at the end of the live stream. Now, with that regard, Liz, I just want to tell you that tarot is not designed to make choices for you. Therefore, and you are asking for me to do that, because I cannot tell you, yes, you should, yes, you should not, because that is me making choice for you. But I can tell you it is how things are going to turn out if you decide to make it work again, right? To try again, and you can make your choice with that. Hold on a second to put Karen in as well. Right. Hey, Charlie. Welcome to the stream. Right, so this, like I said, this concludes the general reading or the collective reading. And now let me explain you how the live stream is going to move forward. So within this live stream, every star sign is going to receive a reading. I'm going to start from Aries and I'm going to end up with Pisces, and the reading is going to be with these 5 cards. I mean, that spread which contains a 5 cards. Within or amongst the readings for the star signs, I am going to announce a break couple of times, actually 3 times to be precise. And within these breaks, I'm going to make a free reading giveaway, meaning that one of you or 3 of you for the duration of the entire live stream are going to get a free reading with me. That is the only way, because I have many people asking me through email, do I give free readings? Yes, and the way to get a free reading, it's come to one of my live streams. When I do announce a break, ask a question that you want me to read for in the comments down below of the live stream, and if I pick your question, then there you go, you're gonna have your free reading. Other than that, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website. Link of it you're going to find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you're going to see full list of my services and also their pricing. So based on your budget and as well your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. But my recommendation, it's to go for a live reading. It's just live reading always gives a bigger and better results than any other reading, than the recorded readings. And finally, if you support the channel and the stream through super chat, you're gonna get a reading at the end of it regardless. And as this is a lunar cycle, should your super chat be $20 or higher, you're gonna receive that 5-card reading at the end of it, which is gonna cover your next couple of weeks, what kind of a influence that full moon into Capricorn is gonna have on you personally. So before I start, let me greet you, Mattia. Thank you so much for being around. Hello, and Veronica as well. By the way, Veronica, your reading is still into making. I do apologize for the delay. I'm gonna make it today or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow most likely. I really terribly apologize, but it's just right now we are shifting a bit of a content. I want to be honest here, we are shifting a bit of a content. The videos are about to return to the channel, guys, which I am very proud of saying, right? And just so yeah, the videos are about to return to the channel. Yeah, that's for now the shift of the content. So look forward for the weekly videos for the next week. They should come about somewhere throughout this week, whenever they are ready. Mattia, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, Mattia. Yeah, you're gonna have that general reading for the full moon. Well, yeah, but it takes a little bit longer than it should with yours. NBA94, hello, and welcome to the stream as well. All right, so let me shuffle and see what Aries are gonna have. All right, first one for Aries, we do have the Six of Swords, followed by the second card for Aries, which stands for the Seven of Cups. Moving on next, that is going to be the Ten of Wands, followed up with the Ten of Swords. And the final one, okay. So the final one, that is the High Priestess here. These 5 cards for you, Aries. Six of Swords, Seven of Cups, Ten of Wands, 10 of Swords, and the High Priestess. Let me take a swing here. So the thing about your next couple of weeks, Aries, it is that there are going to be quite a few situations that you are going to feel very risky. It's kind of like you're going to feel that it's a lose-lose kind of type of a situation. Where if you lose, you're gonna lose if you don't do anything, but in the same time, if you do something, there is a lot at stake out there. Well, the secret here to be said, it is that if you, if you do something, the results, any of whatever it is, the results may not be as good as you are anticipating, but according to these cards, if you don't do anything, you definitely are gonna lose. So literally any action, it's better than no action whatsoever. And I'm saying that the results are maybe less than your expectations, because we do have the Seven of Cups into the second position of this spread. So the second position here, it is what holds you back, all right? And Seven of Cups in those positions, it literally stands for unrealistic expectations, dreams, and goals as well. But these are a long-term things, okay? So your expectation may be to make, let's say, millions of dollars. You may make $1 million, all right? Not millions. Million, still good results, okay? But not as good as your expectations. That was just in an example here, but also next couple of weeks are going to be quite demanding on your behalf. It's highly unlikely that you're going to find yourself being bored to death. That is because you're going to have many things to attend to. There are going to be many things moving around within your environment, within your social circle, personal life, job, work, etc., etc. And it is kind of like you will have to give a part of yourself to either of these things. Take it like a how can I put it into words, a structure which you are a part of, and without you that structure is gonna fall apart, and this structure is your life. So literally you can't neglect neither of the demands that the universe is gonna have towards you. But the promise, if you do keep up with these demands, the promise it is that you are gonna end up well rewarded at the end, in fact. And for you, by the way, the energies which are supporting you for the next couple of weeks are energies which are going to gift you with the long-lasting things. Okay, so wherever you are consistent, whenever you are following the pattern and you are keeping up with demands, this is going to consolidate into a long-lasting thing. Therefore, if you are keeping up with the demand of your newly formed relationship, this relationship is going to transform into a long-lasting one. If you keep up with the demand of your newly found job, well, that job is going to transform into a long-lasting job, right? If you are keeping up with the demand of your social circle, you will stabilize that social circle and that will become your long-term social circle. So you do have that potency here to to transform a long-lasting things or short-lasting things to a long-lasting things. And finally, what I would like to tell you here, it is the High Priestess. I hate using these words. I really hate using these words. That is the energy wavering. And High Priest, there are 3 types of love in tarot. You do have the real love, which is signified or manifested through the Lover's card. That is the real love. Then you do have the real love, which is manifested through the Hierophant. And then you do have the soulmate love. And you may ask, well, isn't the soulmate the real love? No, it isn't. Soulmate, it is when you do have one of the same, you know, what you are, the other is as well. While the real love, it is when the differences are making you special for one another. So it's someone very different from what you are. And the soulmates are manifested through the High Priestess. Okay, the soulmate type of love, it's manifested through the High Priestess. So Aries, this next couple of weeks may bring you your soulmates through the energies wavering. Oh, Karen, thank you so much for another $3 US, which are for a ginger. Right, so that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. All right, so Taurus, first one, we do have the Sun, followed by the Ten of Swords. Moving on next, we do have the Knight of Swords. Afterwards, we do have the Page of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be the Five of Wands. Taurus. I think it was about time, was it not? It was about time. Jessica, thank you so much for your $6.99 US. Thank you, Jessica. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you are gonna get a personal reading for the transit. Full moon in Capricorn. So like I said, Taurus, I think it was about time. What are those cards talking about? Well, they're talking about happiness. It's kind of like, and you may ask, how? Well, I'll tell you how. I mean, literally, this is the, there are 2 things that can make you happy in this world. One, it is when you are so fortunate in this world that you end up with a person that when you make that person happy, you are happy as well. And that way you don't have to care for your own happiness, because the only thing you got to do is care for that person's happiness. Usually this is when this is a connection in between a mother and a child, or that's not fair to be said, a parent and their child. The other way how you can make yourself happy is when you put yourself above others. Okay, you put yourself first and then the rest. And that's what's happening into the next couple of weeks, or this is the energy that's for you, Taurus, which this full moon in Capricorn is going to release, where more and more you're going to start putting yourself above others when it comes to choice makings. And we can clearly see that into these two cards, the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, which is the lesson that you are to learn. So what is the lesson that you are to learn? A Page of Swords as lessons, it is this lesson that no matter how much you're trying to explain yourself and so people can understand you, no one can ever understand you. That is because you are unique. We all are unique, and therefore the more the time progresses in the next couple of weeks, the more you're going to understand that there are certain matters that no one can do them instead of you, right? No one can satiate your expectations unless you do that, unless you satiate those expectations. And therefore when you learn that lesson, you are going to start putting yourself above the rest in regards to these aspects of your life. And believe it or not, when you start making yourself happy, that is going to start making other people happy, those which are around you, as well. And this is how the situation is going to benefit everyone. So a practical interpretation of this reading for you, Taurus, it is that within the next couple of weeks you are going to make some decisions, some choices, which are going to be choices consulted with your emotions and as well with your logic. So these are going to be choices which are making sense in regards to your love life, or in regards to your career, or in regards to your life in general. And the result of these choices is your happiness. So whatever you are feeling reluctant about, what is the word here? Not ambivalent, what is the word? Hesitant, maybe? It's just unable to produce a solid argument to decide. Well, you are going to be able to in the next couple of weeks. Another thing about Taurus, which is really good, comes from the energies of the Five of Wands for the next couple of weeks, and this card puts into stir everything which is into stall. So if your love life it's not moving at all, well, you can expect that thing to start moving up into the next couple of weeks. Should your job isn't moving anywhere, you can expect that this is to start moving into the next couple of weeks. It's just what that card does into the energy. It is that out of nowhere a surprising event starts to happening, which are kicking down the can, all right? And the ball starts rolling, but not with a speed to become a snowball. At least that is not yet. But suffice to say here, Taurus, your expectations are that you are going to make yourself happy in the next couple of weeks, and by making yourself happy, you're going to make other people happy. One last thing, what your expectation could be, it is that you are having a trouble with someone. It is like you are leading that really strong argument with a family member or with a person you love. It's highly likely that you're going to settle things down, and this argument is going to be no more. So there will be no fights any longer. That was Taurus. Now moving next, we do have Gemini. All right, so for Gemini, first one, that is going to be the Eight of Wands, followed by the second card, which is the Strength. Moving on next, we do have the Lovers. After that is going to be the Empress. And the final card for you, Gemini, we do have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so these 5 cards. In Gemini, you're gonna have a good cycle in front of you, lunar cycle. So literally what you're gonna learn to do is how to position yourself comfortable. So whatever you are going through right now, it is very likely that by the end of the next couple of weeks, you are going to walk from it unscathed, literally unscathed. And no, my God, I do apologize about that. And there will be a lot of choices that you will have to make within the next couple of weeks. By the way, we can look at these cards here, and you may ask, well, how is that coming? Well, the thing is that through the energies which are of the Two of Pentacles, that means that there will be a lot of mix with your plans. You may think you do have a solid plans right now, but suddenly certain things are going to start falling off the plates, and you will have to kind of like put some efforts to pretty much fill up the gaps, and therefore you will have to choose what to fill up those gaps with. The good thing is that there is no right or wrong decisions, but the decision part is going to be very valid with the way you are doing money, with your livelihood. In fact, it seems that within the next couple of weeks you will have to make a chain of choices, what options available to kind of like maintain within your livelihood that you are making money from. Now, the only problem we can see within your within the next couple of weeks, of first, which is the most problematic one, that is your temper. You may find it very difficult to maintain your composure and outbursts in places where you are supposed to keep your mouth shut, or keeping your mouth shut in places or in moments where you actually have to make your stand. So there will be a lack of awareness what kind of behavior to put in one place or in another. And the second thing which could be problematic for you, it is your not compassion, but your enthusiasm and your passion. It's just whatever I don't want to say opportunity, but let's say undertaking, it's presented in front of you, you may find it kind of like difficult to find a reason why you should be a part of it, why you even have to participate into the whole thing. And that is kind of like caused by feeling low in spirit, so to speak. But nonetheless, like I said, there is no right or wrong choice. It is just, you need to know, if you do decide not to be a part of it, you need to know that that is for good. You cannot make a change of heart later down the road. Other than that, very active couple of weeks, and wherever you are lacking options available, that is where options available are gonna start coming your way. If you are lacking options available finding a job, many places you will be able to find a job at in the next couple of weeks. Or lacking options available to start a relationship, maybe a few of them are gonna come your way. Are you going to cash in and materialize those options available? Well, that depends entirely on you, your choices, and your actions as well. But other than that, Gemini, great couple of weeks, guys. Hopefully you have the energy and the composure to pretty much get the most successful out of them. And yeah, hello Seda, welcome to the stream. Hope you do have a good time in it. All right, so moving next we do have Cancer. All right. First one for Cancer, that is going to be the Page of Wands, followed by the Emperor. Moving on, next we do have the Three of Cups. Afterwards, that is going to be the Moon, High Priestess, these three cards I can really just throw away. You can really throw them away. That is that is where the big message is for you. I mean, this is such a rare occasion. And Cancer is opposite to Capricorn, isn't it? It is opposite to Capricorn. Maybe that's the reason. All right, guys. Give me a... It's just the only thing I cannot decide, or cannot... I am a bit confused about here in the reading. Yes, it is Sun in Cancer, yeah. Here in the reading, it is... Are we talking about something already existing? Or is it about to happen? It is just about to happen to you, and we're talking about something brand new. These three cards, which is your material cycle, by the way, they are suggesting that we are talking more or less something new. However, those two cards are talking about history. Okay, it is that there is some kind of a... I don't even want to say connection. There are already circumstances out there. That is the only thing I cannot I can't really decide from these cards. In any case, next couple of weeks are gonna present you with a something new, but like I said, I don't know if that's gonna be a brand new or a renewal. Like can I put it into words? Like a new perspective. Okay, like for example, you have a hobby that you very much like, and in the next couple of weeks the universe presents you with a perspective that this hobby can become a profession, right? So that is the magnitude I am talking about here. So what can be your... what can be your mistake? We can see it into the Emperor in the second position, right? So the Emperor, and when the Emperor is there, that is when you do take things way too seriously, when you try to fit into pattern when there is none, right? You try to fit love in a pattern. There is no pattern. It is just everyone is unique, and I'm saying love because I believe that that's what we're talking about here. Remember what I said about Aries here having the High Priestess into the last card, which is your energy, or the energy which is supporting you. Having the Moon card as a lesson that you need to learn. I think that this is way overdue, because the moon card, it is something you are meant to be a part of. It's just you can't escape, and you can even make a test to see what that is exactly. Something that you are supposed, something that, how can I put it into words? It's either a person, let me put it that way. It's either a person or a habit or a hobby or a situation that by any means doesn't fit with your code of conduct, and yet you just can't walk away from it. That's what we are talking about here with the moon card. This is when you are um that is when you are bewildered by the circumstances, and you don't know what's wrong with the whole thing, what's wrong with the situation, what's wrong with you even, and why you are involved into the whole thing, whether into your career or whether into your relationship. And by the way, having the Three of Cups into the third position, that pretty much speaks that the majority of those surrounding you kind of support the development, whatever development we're talking about. And listen, this is how it may play out, really. It may play out that you are assigned for a job that you are just meh, right? I mean, you just don't know what to make of it, but every single one around you is convinced that this is what is going to make you a name. This is what is going to actually help you to grow forward. And even though you can't explain why that's the case, well, that's the case. So pretty much it's a very spiritual time for you, Cancer. And the next couple of weeks you will learn to surrender. That's literally what your lesson is, to surrender to the path that you have chose before you were born. That is a path that your soul chose before you were born, and it's now becoming not reality, but yeah, it is becoming reality, but now it's a path that you are walking on, and you will have to keep on walking into it. If you want to say the intuition is gonna guide you through that particular path, we can see that as well with the High Priestess here. But if I have to bet my chip or my chips into something, that was a gamble. I would have bet that that is a romantic situation we're talking about, which is abnormal for you by the way we look at it here. And it's something that you are to surrender one way or another. It is just that new perspective. But should we be talking about something brand new, like someone brand new that you're gonna fall in love with, some new girl that you're gonna fall in love with into the next couple of weeks? What I need to warn you about it is the whole thing is going to be very, very fragile. So make sure when you are about to say something, you calculate it very, very carefully. And again, don't make it business. Don't take it way too personal and seriously, because you are going to scare people off. Just loosen the news a little bit, and you will see that life can actually be a beautiful life. Be open, guys, for anything new or a renewal in the next couple of weeks. So that's pretty much finishes the first 4 star signs. And now one of you is gonna get a free reading from me. So in order to participate into the free reading, all you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below that you wish me to read with tarot for that particular question. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes to input a question, and after those 5 minutes I'm gonna pick one question from the pool, if there is a pool. If there is no pool, I'm just going to move on to the next 4 star signs, which are a Leo, Virgo, Libra, and at the end we do have a Scorpio. should you wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. And if you decide to support the channel and the stream through Super Chat, you're going to get a reading at the end of it regardless. But should your Super Chat be $20 or above, the reading is going to be those 5 cards which I am making for the star signs, but this time is going to be personalized for you. So 5 minutes, 4 minutes are, or rather like a minute down, 4 minutes remaining for you to type a question if you do wish a free reading. Well, Danny, I have a question for you. Does this Taurus makes you happy? Barbara, I cannot answer that question because tarot is not designed to make choices for you, and certainly no one can tell you what to do with your life. Okay, if you do have ideas, we can check how those ideas are gonna turn out, but you gotta have ideas what to do with your life. I cannot have any of those. Lenormand can tell you what to do with your life, but you don't want that. Believe me, you do not want that. Well, Danny, then you should not walk away from something that makes you happy. See, life, it's a very peculiar thing, okay? And I have said that a few times, because listen, if you lose money, you can always make money, right? If you lose friends, you can always make friends. But if you lose time, you can never make time. And the time lost of not being happy, it's not a time that you can, it's not a happiness that you can get back, right? So I think that no one should walk away from what makes them happy. It doesn't make any sense. So if that Taurus makes you happy, for as long as they make you happy, enjoy it. Okay, just enjoy it. That's my personal opinion here. Okay, Jessica asks, can I trust this foreign and large organization? Let's check it out, Jessica. What do you mean, Jessica? With that, I hate my fortune told to me when I was 13 years old, and it's true. Well, what does that even mean? Someone told you something and it came true? Reese, focus on your dreams, because do you know what? If you don't work for your dreams and you don't make your dreams come true, no one else is going to. Okay, everybody wants to make their own dreams coming true, and the only way someone makes your dreams coming true, it is only if their dream is to make your dream coming true, which is unheard of. Okay, so this is an easy one. You don't even need tarot. Focus on your dreams. Right, just that is you can never go wrong with that one. CJ, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, CJ. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get a personalized reading for the transit, which is going to be that 5 card spread that I'm doing for the star signs. Okay. So can you trust these people? Those are the cards. You have to listen. The simple answer, yes, you can trust those people. Okay, you can trust the deals you make with them. Okay, but the thing it is how the deal is made. All right, that is like signing up a contract with a bank. Either they throw so much information at you and the contract is that big that you just don't bother reading it all, right? And you're just signing it off, or there is a small these small lines that nobody reads. What I am trying to say here, Jessica, it is that yes, they live up to their word, but you gotta be very careful what their word is, right? Because sometimes they don't mean what they say, all right? They say it in such a twisted way that it is you hear what you want to hear. So yeah, if the contracts you are signing or the words which is given, it's kind of like it's loud and clear, yes, you can trust them. But if you leave it with open ending, you gotta make sure, or you better be sure that you are ready for it, because they're gonna milk it for all it's got. All right. All right, guys. I need to pop a pill because my head is hurting. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, you gotta be specific. Oh, couple of minutes, guys, so the pill can kind of kick in. My head is hurting right over here. Are they offering you something big, Jessica? I think that they are offering you something big, aren't they? And thank you, Jessica, for another $6.99 Canadian. Well, yeah, it's let's say it that way, Jessica. They could have offered that to many people, right? But they chose you. It's a great opportunity given, right? And it's your ticket in, all right? It's your ticket to the next level. So make sure that this contract is solid proof. Let me tell you one story, guys, which happened. How long was it? Pisces Moonbeam. There was that lady which ordered a love tarot reading with me. She ordered it a couple of months ago, and I made the reading, okay, within the time frame, which was about 7 days, and I sent it. And then a couple of months later, because it was a March, I remember it was March, and by at the end of June, I received an email from that lady saying, "Oh my God, I totally forgot about the reading, so I never downloaded it. Can you resend it?" I usually don't keep readings for that long. I maintain readings for about a month because, I don't have that big of a storage. When you download your reading, it's your property. You are entitled to keep it. So, but this time around, I don't know what happened, but I kept the readings and so I resended it. And basically, what she received, it's a reading for her past because she receives it 2 months later. And the email was starting with 2 times written OMG, OMG. So I guess what I'm trying to say it was that it was a good experience of a feedback that, what I said 2 months ago that never went to the ears it was meant for actually happened, and now when it's like a time machine. It was a good experience. Right, so moving on next, we do have Leo. Divine, you call it divine timing? All right, be so. Yeah, look at every angle of it. Uh, First one for Leo, it is your card, which is the Strength, which in the Aleister Crowley deck, it's called the Lust. Right, so here you can see it here, it's called the Lust. But in the traditional deck, it's Strength, followed by the Six of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Five of Cups, followed by the fourth one, which is the Two of Swords. And the final card for you, Leo, that is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. You have a good couple of weeks ahead of you guys. That is because everything is going to be consistent and structured. that is given by the energies. So it is just there will be absence of a time management, because everything is going to be managed for you. So it's highly unlikely that you're going to face any crises into the next couple of weeks, especially career-wise, but as well romantic and relationship-wise. So you may ask, where is then the problem, right? There is always a problem. False sense of success, and this could be either way. The worst false sense of success, it is when you think you have the best as a result, while you can go for so much more, right? Or a false sense that you have it in the bag while you don't, and while into the next couple of weeks you may not face any crisis, that's not guaranteed for after the next couple of weeks here. So what is important to learn for the next couple of weeks, it is just to be patient really, and do not announce anything until it is 100% certain and secure. That is within the Two of Swords. So in other words, do not announce a wedding before you actually get engaged, right? Do not announce a win until you do not get the signature or you do not get the money for it. Do not announce a success until you do not see the results, etc., etc. That is a very, very important standpoint that you should adopt within the next couple of weeks. So that said, while the next couple of weeks are going to be consistent for you, they are going to move slower than you would like. We can see that within the Five of Cups into the third position, and the Strength card sitting into the first position. When the Strength card sits as in an environment, right, or as an environment. Oh my God, what is going on? So when the Strength card sits as such, it's like climbing a Mount Everest, right? You know you can do it. It's challenging. I don't want to say difficult. It's challenging. But you know that once you conquer it, it will be a good feeling, you know, that it's literally is going to worth it a big time. So you would find yourself kind of like willing to make quite a few compromises with the job, with the situation, with your friendships, and as well with the romantic aspects in your life. But just don't lose yourself within the peaks of experiences, because you are going to have a fair share of those ecstatic situations, right? Ecstatic, and not ecstatic, but how can I put it into words? Enthusiastic circumstances. It's just these are going to be those flashing moments where you're going to feel on a high horse at the top of the world, and just don't forget yourself into them, because remember, these are milestones. This is not the end goal, and that is exactly how you may lose yourself into a false sense of success here, because you may end up for, how can I put it into words? Remember, there was once upon a time there was that movie. I think it was called a Brewster's Millions or something like that. It was a very funny one, because basically the protagonist was called in a solicitor office, and the solicitor told him, you had an uncle, very rich uncle, and he offers you $2 million of inheritance or to play a game. And so the game is, there is a $62 million waiting for you, and you are entitled to 31 of them. Only if you are able to spend the other $31 million within a month with a one catch. You cannot spend them for yourself, and you cannot buy properties. Okay, you have to spend them for other people. And he made it. Okay, but $31 million 25 years ago was a big deal. It's because right now you can spend them for a day, but back then. But the thing is that for you, Leo, that's what the false sense of success is, that you may settle for these 2 million instead of trying to go for these a $31 million. So yeah, just play big. That's my point for the next couple of weeks. Moving on, next we do have Virgo. First one for Virgo, it is your card, which is the Hermit, followed by the Chariot. Moving on, next we do have the King of Swords. It says Knight, but knights in this decks are kings in the traditional one. Afterwards, we do have the Fool. And the final one will be the Seven of Wands. So the slogan here, for my own sake, that is literally the slogan. So bottom line with this reading, it is what you thought impossible for you to do is going to become possible. And I do believe that we are talking about for one of the two things, either alliance or either severance. Why, you may ask? Well, it is because as the King of Swords sits into the third position, you will end up structuring your life around only things which make sense, which contributes for your life. So you may find within the next couple of weeks that some kind of alliance is going to contribute for your life. You have a lot to gain from it, as the other side has a lot to gain from it. Or you may see that such an alliance you have has no contribution to your life at all, and it is dead weight basically, and you will move to strike. Whichever case we have of both of these two, which you found difficult to be made before that lunar transit full moon into Capricorn, now it's going to be very easy. In fact, you will be surprised of yourself, how easy you waved your hand and just banished that alliance away. Or you waved your hand and you said, we good, the deal is sealed, and we are now partners in bed, in love, in business, you name it, whichever way. That is how the King of Swords operates, by the way. And it pains me, but many interpreters are saying that the King of Swords, it is that really ruthless and lying, twisting, and so on individuals. That's actually the Queen of Swords, really. King of Swords is someone who it's very aware of how the world works, and it is very aware that the world, the life, it's a machine, and every part in that machine needs to work immaculately. One faulty part and the whole machine is faltered. It crumbles down. So if you happen to be a faulty part into their life, you make problems than actually giving us solutions. He's gonna cut you off no matter does he loves you or not, but he has a reason to do so, which doesn't make him ruthless. Queen of Swords is gonna burn you off without a blink of an eye just because she can. No reason whatsoever. Just because you cross her path, she's gonna wage a war because she can. Not because it's reasonable, not because it makes sense, because of dominance and because she can. But in any case, I digress here. So King of Swords, it shows your attitude, and that is how you are going to approach the next couple of weeks. You are going to do we not band this one? Oh my god. Right, so approaching the weeks in such a way that whatever you are to attract or you are to cut off your life is going to be either what contributes or what does not contribute into your life anymore. And that way, having the Hermit into the first position shows that your environment is going to be focused only on what is substantial and what is essential. So if your family is essential and important for you, you will focus on your family and you will to improve your family. Same thing goes about your job. If you do find that right now your job is essential and your job is substantial. My point is that instead of approaching your life, Virgo, emotionally or even logically, you are at this time going to approach it wisely and intelligently, which has nothing to do with logic. It has nothing to do as well with emotions, with neither of those. It has to do with what is practical, really. And what you are to learn here is that, you know, how can I put it into words? A development has many ways to be developed. And just because one of these ways doesn't work for you, it doesn't mean that the other isn't. So developing love has many ways how you can do so. And just because you can't develop it with one person doesn't mean that you cannot develop it with other, right? Or business has many ways to develop. Just because, for example, if you are a writer, just because one publisher doesn't want to publish your book, it doesn't mean that other publisher isn't going to publish your book. But by you focusing on what is substantial, your book, your business, imminently is going to make you find the right publisher. So these are just an example, but I hope that I'm making the point across here. And having that Seven of Wands as an energy, that pretty much speaks for your indomitability. For those who English isn't native and you don't know what indomitable is, indomitable means impossible to overcome or subdue. Therefore, you will have a weight, right? Your voice is gonna have a weight. And if you do have people who doesn't listen you, the weight of your voice is gonna crush those, let me not say what, so they can see that, you know, you have a point, you have a right, but nonetheless you will have a weight in your environment, and no one, at least for the next couple of weeks, will be able to cross your path. Like a high five, Veronica? Well, the whole Canada lost connection a couple of days ago, didn't you guys? It was actually hilarious. Because this is how easy it is to cause mayhem. This is how easy it is. One network provider loses coverage, and suddenly, you know, a country goes dark. Libra, Nine of Cups, followed by the Hierophant. Moving on, next we do have the Ten of Wands. Afterwards, that is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Libra, we do have the Five of Wands. those 5 cards. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it, Jessica? Well, I know it's a digression, but very quickly I'm going to say the thing it is that into our country, we do have more than one provider, but I know that all the cells are, how can I put it into words? All the cells are property of a one provider. The other providers are just renting those cells. Therefore, if you know who that provider is, and you make so that provider loses coverage, it's literally all of our country goes dark, right? It's all of our country goes dark. Luckily for us, the other internet, it's not provided by our mobiles. We do have other internet providers which are not our mobile companies, and they are local. The internet is really good, so we are not gonna go completely dark, but our mobile services are. In any case, Libra, moving forward, guys, your transition, or rather like your transformation, is ongoing. I think that this is a trend. I believe that the last reading we also had something similar here, but having the Hierophant into the second position, it pretty much means that now you are going out of your way. And you may think that that's a bad thing. No, it isn't. You gotta go out of your way in order to make a progress. Now, in fact, the more out of your way you go, according to these cards, the more fullness and fullness of life and sensual joy you are going to experience within your love life or within your career. The thing it is, though, that as we do have that 10 of Wands into the third position, that means that once you make a step out of your way, you better be prepared to follow it to the very end, whether into your intimate life or whether into your relationship. So what is then the effort that you gotta put into the next couple of weeks? Hello, Anna, welcome. Glad that you are able to join tonight. So that's the thing, guys. There will be no problem for you to fulfill wishes and desire next couple of weeks. You wanna have sex, that's great. I mean, you can have it, but transforming this having a sex into a long-term relationship, now that's going to be the real mastery that you have to produce in the next couple of weeks. My point is here is that accomplishing a goal, it's going to be the piece of cake, it's going to be the walk in the park, it's going to be the nothing job into the next couple of weeks. Now, sustaining that result, this is where you are going to be tested. It's no problem to consolidate, to kind of like repair a relationship with your ex, but what happens after that? How you are going to sustain that relationship is the question. And this is going to be the moment where you are going to, I can't say tested, but that is something that you have to think about over. And that is what you are going to learn, by the way, within the next couple of weeks. And this isn't a coincidence that I'm bringing it here with the X, because we do have 10 of Pentacles into the fourth position, and that is the lesson that you are going to learn. And the lesson it is that sometimes, okay, people learn their lessons, and people do deserve second chances. That includes you. All right, that includes you. So The other lesson that you are going to learn is walking out of dependency. And this is probably where getting out of your way. Because think about it that way. You may have the mindset never to give a second chances, okay, and to stick with what makes you comfortable. But what makes you comfortable, it kind of like, how can I put it into words? It creates dependency. It puts you on a leash. Never giving second chances deprives you of second chances. And getting out of your way is actually giving you second chances, and it makes you more and more independent. Think over that. Whichever way you choose to go, though, you are going to end up having that. I can't really say happiness, it's more like a joyfulness, right? Like I said, the fullness of life, the overflowing joy of seeing that things are working out, of seeing that things are happening for you. And if you don't want to make things out of your way, the universe itself is going to make them out of your way through the Five of Wands. A Five of Wands, it is when a surprising event, sudden turnarounds, a lot of coincidental circumstances are happening around you, which are just pushing you in the right direction. Luckily for you, you get to choose, do you want to go into that right direction or not? If we do have the Wheel of Fortune here, you wouldn't be able to choose anything. It is just, it happens and you got to be a part of it. That's that. But here you have a choice, which means that you can screw yourself up, right? You can shoot yourself in the foot for what we can see into those cards. So you may ask, well, what's the right choice? What makes you happy? So usually what I say, it is that there is no reason for you to fight for something that doesn't want you there, but here there is. So according to these cards, so follow what makes you happy, even if it goes against your code of conduct, against your beliefs. So with that said, moving next, we do have Scorpio. Anna, thank you so much for your $20 support. Thank you, Anna. Make sure that you do stick around up until the very end of the live stream, where you're going to get your 5 cards spread. All right, so first one for Scorpio, Queen of Cups, followed by the second card, which is Temperance. Moving on, next we do have the Two of Wands, followed by the fourth card of the Queen of Wands, and the final one, that is going to be the Eight of Cups. That is such a convoluted one. That Temperance. So, Queen of Wands. A lesson we are to learn. It's that card shows that we are more on demand. We are led to be believed, or we see. It's like we are, for example, we are more attractive than we think we are, or we are more on demand than we think we are. We are more useful than we think we are, so on and so forth, which it's not a good thing then when you think about it, because that is a very good incentive when people are overselling, are underselling themselves. Okay. Very common mistake, especially into the private business. So what we are going to learn, it is that we are more than we think we are. That's one thing with this spread. Other thing from the spread, it's pretty clear, it is that within the next couple of weeks, whatever progress we made currently, we are going to be allowed to excel on this progress. So if you have made current progress into a project of ours, that progress can be expanded. Have we made a progress within our intimate life? This progress is going to be expanded. If you happen to be dating someone, you can expect these dates to become more and more serious. That is what I am trying to say here. And according to the first card, which is the environment, things are going to become more and more not consistent but continuous, meaning that the more we expand, the more consolidated or the more stable the whole thing is going to become. So what we can expect, it is a long-term pattern that we are to establish within the next couple of weeks, either with a business, with a person, with a friendship, etc., etc. The only thing that doesn't make much sense into this reading, it is Temperance, which could speak only two things in this narrative. And one of them, it is that we cannot find out this is not the right way. That is one thing that's, or basically we are establishing an unnecessary aspect into our life, like unnecessary relationship, unnecessary friendship, or unnecessary business. The other thing, it is that we are way too mild, meaning that we have to kind of like be more aggressive, we gotta be more pushy, we gotta be more initiative, we gotta be more active and non-tolerant as well. We believe in something, that's what that this is what needs to be exerted. It's either my way or it is the highway. That is how the Temperance stands into the second position. As far as the energies which are supporting us here, these energies are great. They are showing that no matter what happens next couple of weeks, there is a better perspectives in the future. So if we happen to be denied in the next couple of weeks, there is someone better that is coming down the road. So actually the one denying us, it's making us a favor the way you look at it. And if we are kicked from our job, same thing, those who kicked us, it's basically they're doing us a favor without we and them knowing it, because there are a better perspectives into the future. And the other thing from these energies, it's a forgiveness where we are capable to look past the situation and just for the sake of a better future coming our way. So these are the properties of the cards sitting into these positions. I just don't know what to make of them as a story, right? It is it's all over the place. So I hope that you can link them to your situation, because I certainly cannot do it for mine. I certainly cannot do it for mine. Oh, one last thing, environmental wise, with the Queen of Cups, we can expect within the next couple of weeks to find a really good friend, a friend who can listen to us, right? Who can listen to our stories and relate to us emotionally. And that is for Scorpio. And now we are entering into the second break where one of you, whomever you wishes, is going to get a free reading. In order to participate into these free reading contests, all you got to do, guys, is just input a question into the comments down below. And after about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Other than that, any of you who supports the channel and the stream, me, Pisces Moonbeam as well, through Super Chat, you guys are going to get your reading at the end of the stream that's given. And should your Super Chat be above 19.99, because I know that that's what some people can input due to technical limitations, or above, you're going to get that 5 reading spread, which I am doing for the lunar cycle itself. That is an exclusive, I don't want to even say it offer, it's an exclusive option for the full moon and new moon events, which I am doing here on the channel. And if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you can find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. If there are no questions after 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I am going to move on to the next four star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and finally Pisces. Well, Pisces Moonbeam, that thing with kicking off, that is a thing with the switches people or providers are using. If I am understanding correctly of your situation here, because the switch used to spread the internet, okay, it has a certain capacity. And when many people are linked to one switch and everybody is using capacity, it is just the switch cannot keep up and it fails. So yeah, but we don't have that problem here for some reason. We had it before, but we don't have it anymore. MC Gold, you can always go travel, or you can buy a ticket tomorrow and just go travel. Okay, I can tell you, you can ask that in a way of, is there going to be any, for example, problems traveling? I know how to ask the cards mentally, but I cannot phrase it. I cannot tell you for certainly, are you going to travel? I can tell you the likelihood of are you going to travel and what could stop you, if there is something to stop you. But when you said internet, I am so jealous of my parents. They have a fiber net, one of the providers, for the outstanding price of about $20 is providing a fiber net, a gigabit of connection. Oh my God. It's such a good internet for such a cheap price. And that includes as well the TV. Fun fact, guys, the best countries in regards to internet, first, South Korea. I'm talking about a ratio good internet in regards to price. South Korea, you can have the best internet in the world for about no price whatsoever. The second one, Romania, second best internet in the world to no price whatsoever. Third, Bulgaria. I just told you, FiberNet connection for about $20. That includes your cable TV, which has about 350 channels in it. It's ridiculously cheap. The internet, that is. All right, so... Oh, and mobile internet, I have a 5G unlimited with unlimited calls for the monthly price of 17 US dollars. I know my brother has a limited calls with limited data for about £67, which is ridiculously expensive by our standards. In any case, enough bragging. Will I go travel? MC Goldsmith asks. So let's check the livelihood. So just for those who are curious, there are two ways how you can approach such a question. As MC Goldsmith told us, she wants to travel. So we can check on how is MC Goldsmith gonna feel after the matter resolved. That is the question we can ask the cards. And obviously if she's gonna feel happy, then she traveled. The other way how we can approach that is by asking the cards how likely is that is the traveling going to, which is a more trickier question, I believe. But let me approach it that way just to show you guys what is going to come up. So basically we mentally ask the cards the traveling and how good the traveling is going to be. The relationship in between the MC Gold and the traveling. We do have the Four of Swords here with the Eight of Wands. And then it is the Two of Swords. Like that. I think you are going to be talked out of it by the look of those cards. How many times that Sundance ceremony is happening, MC Gold? I think you're going to be talked out of it of this one, or you're going to be talked into the next or the one after that, by the look of these cards. How often these ceremonies are happening? Because what the cards are showing here is that it is a bit unlikely that you will travel for this Sunday for that ceremony, but you are going to travel for that ceremony further down the road. Well, guys, couple of minutes, and then I'm moving to the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces at the end. Well, Chandra, thank you so much for your 1999. Thank you, Chandra. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your 5 cards reading, which is going to be about your experience or how the full moon in Capricorn is going to affect you personally. Thank you again, Chandra. All right, Sagittarius, first one for you guys, that is going to be the Eight of Cups, followed by the second card for Sagittarius, which is the Two of Cups. Moving on, next we do have the Six of Cups, followed by Justice. And the final one, that is going to be the King of Swords, right here. Is that common for Sagittarius, where they're losing their mind when they fall in love? I have my moon in Sagittarius, and I don't know. It was a long time ago when I lost my mind when it came. But I certainly think that we can do. I mean, especially when you have the moon in Sagittarius. In any case, next couple of weeks is when you're gonna wake up from this slumber. And I'm not saying that you're gonna have a bad time, right? Like you will stop loving somebody. It's just you are gonna start becoming more and more rational, that is, toward yourself, or let's call it that way, more and more accountable towards yourself here, and certain things are not gonna slide anymore. So bottom line that we do have for you, Sagittarius, it is that because you are going to become more accountable towards yourself, you're going to start having better time at your work, at your social circle as well. You know, even with your personal time that goes ahead of you, and on top of it, you will be able to overcome situations which are making you feel, I don't want to say bad, it's just they're making you feel uncomfortable. And a bottom line is that you are going to find yourself being more capable to just move on. No matter how significant the unpleasantry out there is, even if you are, for example, the night you wanted to be with someone, that person says, you know what, I don't want to be with you, I don't think that things are going to work out in between us, which is definitely valid. By the way of the look of these cards, you are going to take it surprisingly well into the next couple of weeks. Why, you may ask? Well, because of the lesson that you are to learn. And the lesson is, when things aren't right, they aren't right. If the price isn't right, it isn't right, and you just move on. And then you do have the energies of the King of Swords here, which, what we said about the King of Swords, it is that things needs to have and serve a purpose. Sitting on, how can I put it into words? Being denied and sitting on the hope that that is going to change serve no purpose whatsoever. Well, it serves a purpose, it deprives you of other opportunities. So we're talking about a positive purposes here. And so should you get pushed away, like I said, denied, like I said, or for example being kicked off and so on and so forth, you will find it very easy for yourself to just, you know, walk away and find your luck, find your happiness simply elsewhere. It's a very singular experience that we do have here into the next couple of weeks. Your husband, your wife, for example, your beloved one, they're not going to be involved into these enterprises. Being the night, I mean being the night of being friend, or being the night on going on a party and these kind of stuff, and it's not going to be something which you are going to take personal. You will learn to redirect your energies into different stuff that actually are gonna make a difference, stuff that which actually are gonna serve purpose into your life. I want to say something else as well for you, Sagittarius. It is that within the next couple of weeks, just the whole environment is gonna make you think about your problems, or rather like think what is the source of thy problems, and thus you analyzing the situation. It is very likely, not very likely, it is certainly that you are going to find a way out of your problems. It's another thing, are you gonna take that way or not? That is a choice that you gotta make. but you will also going to learn that whatever choice you make, it has to be you got to be accountable to these decisions. You can't make a choice and then think that you're going to get unscathed out of these choices. No, when you make a choice, you got to be prepared to bear the consequences of your actions. Other than that, for advice, these cards are advising you to just involve yourself only with people and situations which are making you feel good. You shouldn't feel obliged to kind of like take someone's harp just because it's nice, or just because you have to not be nice, but it kind of like be appropriate. There is nothing appropriate into taking someone's shit. There is nothing appropriate with it. Right, so that was Sagittarius. Moving next, we do have Capricorn. It is the sign where the moon is. So let's check it out. We have the Page of Cups, followed by the Death. Moving on next, that is going to be the Ace of Swords. Afterwards, it is the Six of Wands. The final one, that is the Ten of Cups. So you will talk a lot next couple of weeks. Having these open, honest conversations with organization or with a person of interest, with people of interest. Doesn't have to be just only one. Now, the expectations of the next couple of weeks, it is to set a clear diagnosis over the situations where you are at, and shedding a light over, for example, how far that situation can go forward, what you can expect from it. You know, it is kind of like seeing the truth and as well delivering the truth as well, which, by the way, is gonna make almost all of your situations that you thought are over not being over. We do have the Death card onto the second position, and that is what holds you back. And this is the separation, okay? A separation from a job or from a habit, from a potential, or from a person that you may be planning. And I'm saying maybe planning, or rather like a planning, because as it's into the second position, it means that it isn't happening yet, but maybe you are considering it. So the environment that we do have, it is that whatever you are emotionally attached to, if you need it to change, it can change. That is how the Page of Cups works. Basically, the Page of Cups reassess the positions that the page is on, or in other words, the situation you are in, the environment you are in is going to be reassessed into its positions. These positions are going to shift, and with the future, that situation is going to change. And the future, it's brighter than it is right now, meaning that currently you shouldn't be focused on the irritating details, but rather you should be focused more on the overview and what can be. In other words, you shouldn't be focused that right now that client, it's kind of like giving you a hard time, and it is kind of like a pain in your ass to deal with that client. If that client can't make you rich, that is exactly what you need to focus on. The overview, how big you can be at the end, how far you can go, how much you can accomplish. Yeah, right now could be a struggle, but is there anything that doesn't compose struggle somewhere along the way? In any case, Capricorn, if you are wondering, can it work or not? Is it gonna happen or not? Is it profitable or not? Is it worth it or not? You're gonna find your answer next couple of weeks, and the answer is gonna be very satisfiable for you, because the energies which are supporting you within the next couple of weeks, while you will understand your blessings, you will see what makes you, how happy you can be, and you are gonna end up being happy. But what you need to learn, guys, is to enjoy. Uh, uh, what I mean under enjoy is when you are successful, you don't seem to enjoy it. You accomplish success somewhere, and probably you are moving right to the next thing, not giving yourself time to enjoy the success you accomplished. So give yourself some time to just enjoy the moment, enjoy the success, the rewards, the recognition, and so on and so forth. And another thing that you need to learn, it is that no one does it by themselves. Sometimes people need help, and there is no shame into accepting help should you need one. So that was Capricorn. Now moving next, we do have Aquarius. First one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Ten of Wands. I hate that card being there. I really hate it. Followed by the Eight of Wands. Moving on next, we do have the Ace of Wands. Afterwards, that is going to be the King of Pentacles. And the final one for Aquarius, for us, because I am rising Aquarius. Ace of Pentacles, pretty easy reading for us. There isn't much to be said really, aside from that we shouldn't give up. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Okay, we shouldn't give up because we are way too much invested into it, and that is what we need to learn. When you invest into something, you don't just give up from it. When you face a wall, or when you face a stagnation, it's not even stagnation from these cards. It looks like that we are facing a flat line. You know, when you start doing something on the scale, you are expecting to go upwards, right? But right now we are facing, it's not even a downhill, it's a flat line, and that is maybe something which is discouraging us, right? And we wish to have that growth in there. So what we can do instead, it is to find other enterprise. Just set that thing aside for now, when it isn't requiring our day. It is, oh my god, it is not requesting or demanding our attention into it, and just attend to something else. We should attend to something else, because within the next couple of weeks, somewhere along the road, a rare opportunity is going to be gifted to us. Now, whether what we have invested ourselves into, it's business or a relationship, that rare opportunity goes like that. Either a lucrative business maneuvers, like a business plan, like a business deal, or a approach is going to be established, or should that be about our personal life, then with the Ace of Pentacles here as a gift, that is what is going to be gifted to us, is a harmoniously flowing relationship. How far that relationship can go and what can come out of it, it is entirely up to us and to our performance and choices. But what we need to learn, once again, it is that wherever we do invest, we should not walk away until we do not see a return into our investments. One last thing I want to say here for us Aquarius, it is that if there isn't new things that we are to face, unfamiliar things that we are to face, then we are not moving in the right direction. Because when we grow, we always grow for more, for something bigger, and usually when the first time we face it, it is unfamiliar. So unfamiliar project, unfamiliar person, right, unfamiliar aspect of thy character is something very, very normal. And instead of seeing it as an affliction, we should see it as an opportunity, a gainingful opportunity to further thy goal, which is in this particular case our goal. And should you be feeling that it is way too demanding, it does require way too much from us, remember that there are always rewards at the end, rewards for us, and sooner or later, should we not give up, we are gonna reap those rewards. Well, Ginger, it is exactly what I said. If you are tired, take some time to rest. Not giving up doesn't mean that you have to bang your head against the wall, right? You can definitely take some time away to rest. All right, last but not least, we have Pisces. Queen of Pentacles, first one, followed by the Emperor, second. Moving on next, we do have the Page of Wands, third. Afterwards, it is the Fool, fourth. And the final one for Pisces, that is going to be the Eight of Swords, fifth. Those 5 cards. Also very easy reading for Pisces. Give me a minute to figure out how to explain it though. You know, when you strive to make your work, and when I'm saying work, I mean like everything, to make what you are dealing with as perfect as possible, and you kind of forget yourself into it, right? It's no different than, for example, building up a sand castle, and you are working on that sand castle, and it's kind of like you are attending to every single detail, but there is come a point where no matter what you do, it's just that castle is not going to become any more beautiful than it is right now. So it's time for you to move on to the next one and start building another sand castle. Well, the problem is that you may not know when to move on next couple of weeks, and that is exactly the emphasis of your reading. It is that, well, basically what the cards are pointing here, guys, it is that your domain is as good as it can be right now, okay? And you just have to, or is it? Yeah, it is. That is because with the Fool card, your domain, it is as good as it can be right now. Yeah, there are still more potentials that you can develop in it, but right now it's not the time. It's just the circumstances are not right, okay? And if you try to kind of like develop even further your current domain, you will become tyrannical and dogmatic as well. So it is best to seek for something new to do, like some new friends to hang out with, like some new projects to explore, all right, some new, if you will, TV shows. It's just something different, something new that is gonna catch up your attention, because your current projects, okay, the current people that you are going out with, your current person of interest, etc., they are as hanged in as they can, or as it is possible, and trying to kind of like wrap them even more than that, it's gonna only hurt you, because that is gonna push those things away. The project that you, for example, are doing right now, it's going to start falling apart. The painting that you are doing, and you are trying to do it even more beautiful and beautiful, is gonna start getting uglier and uglier. It's just, you need a break. Okay, you need a break from your domain, you need a break from your current patterns, and you have to explore, or you should explore, some kind of a new patterns. Another thing that you can expect within the next couple of weeks is to receive some good news. I don't know what about, for example, if you are expecting a good news from your physician, are you pregnant or not? That could be a good news coming your way. If you are expecting good news for you receiving internship, that could be a good news coming your way as well. If you are expecting a good news from your bank for being approved for a mortgage, well, that could be the good news that it is coming your way. It's just, there are going to be good news coming your way. But what you need to learn within the next couple of weeks, it is that there needs to be always something for you to look forward to. Okay, an established domain, it's not something you look forward to, it's just, it is, and it is a sustenance. And right now you do need something more than just sustaining. You do need some kind of a thrill, you do need some kind of excitement, and that is what you're going to find into a new enterprise and a new endeavor, which you need to find. It's not going to come and fall from the stars. And as far as the energies which are going to support you, these energies actually are going to unlock some kind of a talent or some kind of an affinity that you do have. You had no idea up until this point that you had it. And also these energies, something very interesting is going to happen. It is just people which are a noxious for your environment and for your life in general. It is just, you're going to find very hard time kind of like getting through to these people. In fact, they're also going to find it very hard time to get through to you, to understand each other. And that way, maybe you both are going to come to unanimous conclusion that it is better off being without each other. And that is literally how Pisces goes for the full moon in Capricorn. So this is going to do it for all 12 star signs. And now the last break is going to take place. After that break is going to be the super chat, but within this break, one of you guys is going to get a free reading. So if you are interested into having a free reading with me, all you got to do is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm going to question which you want that to be a subject of that free reading. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do so, and after that I'm going to move to the super chat, where people who donated to the stream are gonna have their readings. As usual, anyone who supports the channel and what we do here through super chat, you guys are gonna get a reading at the end of the live stream. And as it is a full moon or a new moon in those live streams, should the super chat be above $20 or $19.99 through some restrictions of the tech used, you're going to get that 5-card spread, which I just used for the star signs. And of course, if you are interested into having a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, where you're going to find a full list of my services and as well their pricing. My website is listed in the description down below. Yeah, it's coming, Anna. By the way, Anna, from this Monday moving forward, I'm going to be available again. So if you do want to continue, we can. Hmm. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to the stream. We're almost done, though. We're almost done. We're glad to have you around. All right, so I guess there will be no free reading, no questions. Going to the super chat right away. Mattia, Casey, Anna, Chandra, your readings are going to be at the end of the super chat. They are all 5-card readings. So right before right before the Lenormand readings, mine and Karen's are going to be very, very last because they are Lenormand readings. Therefore, I am starting here with a Pisces moonbeam and her question. Then it's Liz. After that, Ginger, Jessica, and then we go to the 5-card readings, which are going to be Mattia, Casey, Anna, and then Chandra. All right, Pisces moonbeam, Head of Swords, with the Emperor. Those three, yes, it can, but it's kind of like you gotta become more practical. I mean, there needs to be more tangible. How can I put it into words? More tangible things that can happen, if you know what I mean. There needs to be more. It's not even about plans, it's more about happenings. That there needs to be happenings in there rather than, for example, empty promises, words, and etc. etc. It is just there needs to be structure Okay, you cannot leave things on a random development because there will be no development. And communication as well, key communication. Liz, your should I try with him again? So what happens if you try with him again? We do have the Sun card with the Magician. Oh my God, that's definitely, you are gonna be very, very happy. And I don't know what was before, but right now, if you do try with him again, he's gonna accept you exactly for who you are. The communication is gonna be great. Whatever you end up breaking up with, it's not gonna be a subject anymore. It's not gonna be there. Whatever grievances you do have, they're gonna be buried down, and it seems that you are gonna be quite happy if you do try with him again. Ginger, your next, the influence of the full moon for you, we do have the King of Wands with the Seven of Cups. So that full moon is going to make you more aware how far you can go and how much your ambition actually can settle down. Additionally, towards this full moon, it's how can I put it into words? It's going to make you more wishful to have a good time. It's just you will strive to have a good time, like good time with friends, good time by yourself, good time having drinks somewhere, etc. It's just that kind of a good time, enjoying life. But definitely the full moon will allow you, or the way that is going to influence you is that you have some kind of an ambition goal where within the next couple of weeks you will have the incentive and the option to transform that ambition into a very, very powerful drive. Jessica, Knights of Wands with the Nine of Swords, and then we do have the High Priestess. So we do have a star for you. You can expect quite of an enterprising events to settle in your environment. These events could be anything and everywhere. It could be new people to go out with. It could be new projects to take part of. It's just these are going to be enterprising events, which are definitely gonna build up interest within you. It is just you are gonna look forward to be a part of these events. The only problem we can see here is that they are gonna be more serious than you would like. For example, if you end up dating someone, these dates are going to become more and more serious than you would like to be serious for that short amount of time. If it is a project, that project will become more and more important than you would like for that short amount of time. It's just you will realize that there will be severe consequences if the things go wrong. Well, within the next couple of weeks, it's highly unlikely that things are going to go wrong, and I do believe that you're going to make an exceptional performance. One thing I want to warn you here, if the dates are what we are talking about and you start believing that that's your soulmate, don't beguile yourself into such belief. It's not. All right, so let's now shuffle for the 5-card spreads. Thank you, Ginger. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. All right, first one, Amatia, let me shuffle first. Your cards, first one, the Devil, followed by the second of the Ace of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Nine of Cups, followed by the fourth, which is the King of Pentacles. And the final one for you, Mattia, that is going to be the Death card. So right off the back, Mattia, negative influence that you are experiencing, you will experience no longer. It is just the universe and the energies which are going to surround you is going to push away and is going to push back your the negative influence in your life, or the influence that doesn't make any sense any longer, the influence which ends up being a dead weight out there. Now you may be beguiled to believe that there is one thing more important than another, and I would like to tell you here that nothing will be important within the next couple of weeks. What I mean is that if things go south in your business, well, that doesn't mean that your business is going to crumble. Everything is going to be recoverable. But the beauty of your reading that we do have here, it's not the negative influence, it is your influence. I mean, you're going to have influence everywhere upon your children, husband, business partner, friends, and so on and so forth. And you get to do with that influence whatever you like. So whatever you say goes next couple of weeks. So make sure that you do say only things, or you do demand only things which are not going to backfire your way in a way that you don't want to. Okay, very, very important. So here, Mattia, you will have the unique position to forge the circumstances instead of catching up with the circumstances within the next couple of weeks. So the guidance of the cards, it is just strive for your happiness. I mean, we do have the Nine of Cups, which is the third card. That is your attitude or the best things you can do, right? With the Nine of Cups, and that is to fulfill your wishes, to make wishes coming true, because you definitely will be able to, with the Devil being into your environmental card, speaking that the environment will give you everything you need to satiate your hunger. Whatever you are hungry for, you're hungry for love, you will have the circumstances to find love. You're hungry for money, you have the circumstances to strike a huge deal. You're hungry for sex, you have the circumstances to have sex as well. Whatever you are hungry for, you will have the circumstances, you will have the environment providing you with the circumstances you need in order to make it happen. Just don't being believed, or don't being allowed to be beguiled to believe that is something important. It isn't, and it can change. All right, so you have it in the bag for the next couple of weeks. What happened afterwards, that depends entirely on your choices and your actions. But what you are to learn as well, it's the power of investment. You're hungry for justice? Well, you will have the circumstances to serve justice, but you to serve justice. If you are hungry for justice from the law, I don't think that that's the case, but you can definitely return back the favor, if you know what I mean. Are you gonna do it though? That's entirely up to you. All right, next one, Casey. Let me shuffle the cards and see what your full moon is gonna be like. First one, Casey, or CJ. I'm sorry, not Casey, but CJ. Oh my God, what I'm talking about. So CJ, first one, Four of Cups, followed by the Knight of Swords. Moving on next, CJ, we do have the Ace of Cups. Afterwards, that is going to be the Three of Cups. And the final one is going to be the Page of Cups. Do you know what these cards are kind of like? are reminiscent to, CJ. They're reminiscent when somebody, not somebody, but many people are trying to set you up with someone. It is like everybody, every single one of your friends are saying to you, he's a good guy, oh my god, and he likes you, give the man a chance. That is how these cards are looking like, and maybe that is what you are gonna go through. And if your question is, should you give the man a chance? Yeah, you should, big time. And the Four of Cups here, it's describing that either this man or whatever, your friends, your family, etc., etc., it's trying to encourage you or beguile you to be a part of, does not fit within, your expectations, that is to say the least. Actually, it's a good option available. In fact, should you take on that option available here, that is gonna resolve a lot of your issues. For example, it actually is gonna make your concerns irrelevant. For example, if you are concerned, are you ever gonna find love again? And all of your social circle, or the majority of your social circle, it's urging you to give someone a chance. Well, you are gonna fall in love with that person. You may be not in love with them right now, but you are gonna fall in love with them. If that's that social circle or your family is urging you to take the job, maybe you will not gonna like the job right away, but going there, you will learn to like it, and that job is gonna solve your financial difficulties as well. The bottom line here, it is that within this lunar cycle, you will have a huge option available in front of you, CJ. It's just you're not gonna feel it. It's like it will be like it will not make sense for you to take it, right? It's just we do have a disalignment in between your emotions and in between your logic. So the logic is gonna tell you you gotta take it, but your emotions are gonna tell you no, you should not take it. Well, guess what? We do have the Page of Cups at the end, which is the energies that are supporting you, and those energies are showing that you can emotionally relate to everything if you give it a chance. So that said, you definitely have to give a chance to something, because it will produce results. It's going to give you happiness. It's going to transcend your reality into something good, into something you would freaking love to be a part of, just not at the start. And that's how your full moon in Capricorn is going to go. Okay, it's going to come up. Something is going to come up that you're not going to find appealing. Everybody's going to point it to you that that's your cue. Are you going to take that cue? Entirely up to you. But according to the cards, you should. Because like I said, it's going to make your life happy, and it's going to make your concerns pretty much irrelevant. Miss Rocker, good evening, and hope you enjoy it. So next one, Anna. All right, Anna. First card of yours, the Devil again, followed by the second one, which is going to be the Four of Pentacles. Moving on next, we do have the Seven of Wands, followed by the Seven of Pentacles, And the last one, that is going to be the Two of Swords. You do have a cue, Anna. It's a very simple reading. Within the next couple of weeks, you will have your moment. Basically, that's how they stand. You will have your moment to fulfill a desire, to fulfill a strive, okay, to fulfill a yearning, and you gotta scope the moment. That is how the Seven of Wands pretty much stands. Seven of Wands, it is when you gotta have that readiness to jump into action whenever the moment occurs. Because somewhere within the next couple of weeks, you're gonna be at the right place at the right time to do something about your yearning, whether yearning for money, whether yearning for love, so on and so forth. And the thing it is that it will be pretty obvious to you. We can see that from these two cards. Seven of Pentacles as a lesson learned shows that you're going to learn to foresee what works and what doesn't. And the Two of Swords as the energy, it pretty much shows that the right timing and the right option available will be obvious to you. It is just, there is no mistaking it. It all comes to that. Do you have the courage to take what is yours? Or to take what you, or to get what you can take when you can. That's all that boils down to. Other than that, the advice of the cards, it's not to restrict yourself or to constrain yourself. The only thing that actually worries me into your reading, it is that something you think that it is rock solid may turn out to be very fragile. That doesn't mean that it's going to be broken down. It's just it's going to turn out that it does require more cradling than usual. Okay, so that is how they stand. Hopefully you are prepared for it, but you're definitely gonna have your moment within the next couple of weeks. And next one, that is gonna be Chandra. Not to mention the influence, Anna. I said about the Devil card, it's just you're gonna have that influence. Whatever you say goes. So if you want to renegotiate contracts, if you want to attract clients, if you want to build business partnerships, or if you want to make love, you're going to have the influence to establish all these. With the right approach, though, with the right seizing the right moment and the right place. All right, next one. Chandra. First one, that is going to be the Hangman for you, followed by the second card, which is Judgment. Afterwards, we do have the Hermit, the Hierophant, the King of Swords. Ooh, Chandra, oh my God. Big cycle, huge, humongous cycle. Well, Chandra, first of all, oh my God. Oh. First of all, you will find the capability within the next couple of weeks to find a lot of to make a lot of solutions. So way out of a lot of difficulties is going to be revealed for you, right? Also, with these energies, you can attract a very valuable allies at your disposal, but that's really nothing in comparison to the spirituality of this reading. In fact, I can't tell you much because all these four cards, are saying that your fate is sealed. You did your part, and now You just have to wait for the results to happen. Okay, now you just have to, you must have a trust in the universe. And if you are asking, have you done your part right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And now you just cannot alter the outcome anymore. So it's important that you do focus on what you can alter the outcome of. Okay. So rest assured, here within the next couple of weeks, nothing much as a, how can I put it into words, as a solid progress is going to happen for you, but you have already planted the seeds and these seeds are going to grow. But when the time is due, is not going to be due for the next couple of weeks. And it's how can I put it into words, it's going to be a difficult time in a sense of that you will feel helpless, okay, to do anything about it. It's just things are going to feel like they're out of hand, and they are, but you already set a direction, and that direction is going to be followed, if that's if that pretty much makes sense. So it's important not to make any definitive moves within the next couple of weeks, nothing conclusive, all right, but instead wait for the resolution to come on its own accord, because that's literally what is going to happen. It's just it's just things are gonna start resolving themselves on their own accord, for as you are waiting and observing this this pretty much happening. So what you are gonna learn as a lesson, it is that to trust yourself, to trust your judgment, to trust your actions, and as well to trust your intentions. It's a big transit, it's a big transit for you, because you have already done your part and you did it well, and now you just have to wait for the results, which are unescapable. And these results are going to be good for what those cards are showing. It's just these results are not going to come within the next couple of weeks. For example, if you ask someone to marry you, they may be not gonna give you an answer within the next couple of weeks, but you did everything by your power, okay, to make them say yes. And now you just have to leave them alone, to scale the whole pros and cons, and there come with an answer, which is gonna be the substantial answer. Even if they say no, then it is better off being without them than with them, right? So you did everything right. And while the results are out of your hand, they are going to come about, and they are going to be positive results for you. That is literally, so next couple of weeks, just take them off, okay? Just do things which you find good for yourself. Take some days off, take some time with friends, you know, buy some kind of a show, watch Netflix, whatever floats your boat, rather than dwelling into unsolvable situations which are out of your hands, which are out of your influence anymore. And finally, Karen and me, Lenormand draws. Let's check it out. Or for example, Chandra, if you gave an offer to a client and you haven't heard back from them, just leave it that way. You are gonna hear from them, okay? My point is that the more you try to influence your important situations, the worse you are making them. Because if you harp on your client to come back with an answer while they're not ready to give you an answer, they're going to give you no, because they aren't ready, right? That is literally how the reading stands. I hope that makes more sense now. for me, that is the snake, the cross, and then we do have the clover. An enemy of mine is gonna suffer. That's a good thing. I don't know if I do have enemies, but an enemy of mine is going to pretty much suffer. It's a good thing. And next one, it's Karen. So let's check on what Karen has. The clover for Karen with the star. And we do have the mice. I need one more. The sickle, I need one more. The garden. So Karen, you will... Wow, 800 clients. That's a big business. But it may not be about clients, Chandra. It could be about literally anything. In any case, Karen, you will increase slightly your social circle, okay? Probably these cards are showing it is that you are gonna find a friend. Although they did not show it with the dog, which is gonna be kind of like, how can I put it into words? A friend that is not gonna be that important. It is just with the clover and the star that is like kind of like finding these small similarities, just enough, you know, to hang you together, but not enough to call each other a great friends. A new one, that is. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support as well and for your generosity. We're gonna see each other very, very soon. And again, stay tuned for the weekly videos, which are gonna come in the next few days. And with that said, we're gonna see each other around. Until then, bye.